Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries again. Once again, I have a story that is, or a topic that is like so freaking jam-packed. I am really not kidding you guys. I am not going to make a week out of it, but I could do a week of it or two because it is I can't cover all of it. But so I'm just trying to like again doing the dishes like, okay, well, so I pick what I pick, like that I would want to listen to, uh, um, and I thank you for your patience with me so often. um, so just to put into context, so as promoted as always, true to my word, um, classified ads, and we're talking for me everything that from 1988 to 1991 kind of doesn't exist because that's when my lover and then my best friend who was his brother passed away and we had to all see each other through that. So like from 88 to forget my marriage, no offense, but from 88 to 91 it was like no man's land. I meet my husband 93, 94. So there is the 80s, smack dab in the middle, sort of this classified ads, Lonely Hearts Club shit. And then there is the post Johnny, post, best friend, brother of blah, blah. That was 91. So then we have that period of 91 and 94, 93, 94. So that's 3 years. And then before that, we're talking a little 3 years prior to Tim, which was 88. And this was the Lonely Hearts Club period, you guys. So I can't smack it all into an episode because it's such a phenomenon. I could actually, I don't know, do a manuscript on it. It's not worthy of a book, I guess, but it was a scene. It was a friggin' scene. It was a thing. It was a thing. There was no internet. Those of you will remember there was no hooking up except unless you were barfly. So we had avenues. So anyway, Sean being Sean, the, nutcase actor from wherever and everywhere, was the one that took out the ads. Okay? Not obsessively, but regularly. I never answered an ad. Isn't that weird? I never like with all this activity, like I never respond. I mean, I never replied to an ad, and I was all in there. Like, but I don't know, whatever, odd. And yes, I placed the ads. The ads were very creative. They weren't pranks. They elicited interest, and I had sort of a very bizarre hobby of dating that way for a couple of years again before, let's say 86 to 88. And then we're talking the after period, 91 to 94, let's say. So still early period. Again, really no internet, certainly 86, to not really in 91 either. AOL. Anyway, so three of the most interesting. So aside from 101 others, there was one. The reply was that he was going to be in town. Now, not like I'm going to be in a motel, meet me or whatever, but he was spending time or whatever, and was interested in seeing me. Now, you have to remember this was a period of time when you actually, not with this guy, where you actually traded pictures, you guys. Honest to friggin' God. Like you would place the ad, get the reply automatically. And I was obsessed with LA Weekly. I had been obsessed with LA Weekly. So I was just 14 going to after. I got into an after hours club at 14 saying I was Craig Lee. Anyone that's familiar with LA Weekly will bust up. Me at 14 saying I'm Craig Lee. Anyway, so obsession with LA Weekly, right? It's the only place, the only game in town, guys. And it was, oh my God, was it ever. That was the internet. So of course that's the place I place the ads. And nothing provocative, but not, like, I guess tantalizing, interesting-ishy. And okay, so let's cut to three. Oh my God. So this guy is in town, right? So he's staying at Mondrian. This was the after one, not the 86 one, but this was 99, 91. And so I'm supposed to essentially meet him at the Mondrian Hotel, and he's from Poland or something, and really rich. Who knows? I mean, he's a prince. I don't go through search engines, obviously, at the point. Uh, and he's staying at the Mondrian. He's going to be in town, whatever. So I go to the Mondrian to meet him, and so I go up there, and it's like fancy ass shit, man. I mean, I knew the Mondrian Hotel when it was an apartment building that my dad's agent was in the lobby office of. And from that, when they built Mondrian, incidentally, there was one tenant, African American lady. More power to her. She refused to sell out, and there was some way that they couldn't get around that at that time. Mondrian Hotel was originally built around that friggin' unit. Research it. Anyway, so he's staying there. I'm up in the room. And so there's really nothing of nothing. There's nothing intimate. It's more like I don't know. I don't know what it was. So I'm there. I'm lounging uncomfortably. And so then he wants to go for a drive. He rented a Porsche or whatever it was. And so we go for the drive, and he's telling me about how the Mondrian staff had walked in on him while he was on the shitter. And should he do anything about it? Like, I don't know, get a discount or something? Okay, I'm really trying to move here, guys. So then he wants to go to the lookout on Sunset Plaza, not across from Mondrian, but close enough. And so we're driving up there, and basically, uh, I don't know at this point what the hell this date is. It's not a date. I don't know what it is. And why did you reply to an ad that was, I don't want to say they were like boyfriendy, but like let's have lunchy and it'll be funny type of thingy. Um, so we end up at this lookout. A lot of Sunset Plaza hadn't been built then. Can you believe a lookout on Sunset Plaza? And that was it. Like he wanted to get out and look at the view and finish his conversation about the guy that walked, the staff member at the Mondrian that walked in on him on the toilet, and we had nothing to say. Something about his travel back to Poland or whatever, and that was that. So let's move along. That one, and strangely enough, the second one was in Hollywood Hills, so we got another thing going on up in the hills, and this kid, I don't want to say kid, but young. Like I don't know, 22, whatever. I mean, at this point, whatever. There's so many of them. I mean, I'm not talking like obscene numbers, but boy, I could write a book on that one, boy. Uh, and he's in a mansion. He's in some like big place. He says, up in what was Outpost, where I have a long history with Outpost. Let's not go there. It's in my book. Um, so I'm thinking, okay, big house, whatever. So it is friggin' huge, man. I mean, it like wraps around. It's like castle shit, and like doors the size, twice the size of my apartment, and for pulling in, and so it is obviously not this kid's house. Hello, the picture. No. I mean, he'd have to be a prince, I guess, or something. So I pull in, and I go in. He's in a red sweater and a white shirt, and he's really not like looking boyish, but like very collegiate kind of not. Anyway, so he maneuvers me to the couch, and we're like lounging, I guess. Again, I'm expecting the normal ones, and again, there's too many of those to get into. Like those were like, those were like dinners and lots of coffee shops and more dinners and sleepovers. But anyway, so mansion kit. So and it's really weirdly decorated. It's like concrete that you would put on your floor, like on the walls, with big paintings. And I end up in the couch, and he's all over me, not in like a sexual way, but he's all leaning on me and snatching on me. And I remember him saying something like, "Where have you been all my life?" So whoa. Sean is really, unfortunately, makes it look like he's looking for a boyfriend, but he's not looking for like a boyfriend like that. Uh, long story short, I find my way out of there very, very politely, very delicately. After all of this leaning on me and gazy shit. So that was number two. So, third one I'm going to give you so that we can wrap this up is embarrassing. And again, it was another picture thing. Again, answer the ad through the system and find a way to approve an exchange of photographs and addresses or whatever. God knows. The first one I got, Oy Gavolt, it was like the guy was, he wasn't like Brazilian, and he had all, it was all of these naked pictures of him in and out of his underwear and Speedos. And it's like, dude, I just want to know what you looked like. So that was early. That was like really prehistoric, like talk about prehistoric internet. So I'll tell you about the embarrassing one. So the picture exchange, etc., whatever. I have it again. It's in the mountain, not in the mountains. This was left of Laurel Canyon. So Apple Way. I don't know if you know LA. It was actually on Apple Way. Um, and again, park, whatever. And again, the big house. But this one is covered in shrubs. Okay, so you can't see anything. And I go up to the door, and I don't know, buzz myself in or buzz whatever. And the guy, I swear to you guys, and it's so embarrassing. Well, not really embarrassing, but And he comes to the door, and it's like a patio. It's not out of the house. Like there's something between the whatever door and his house, and I don't know, a pool. And he comes to the door with two friggin' German shepherds. And he takes a look at me, and he's like, no, 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 no. And I'm like, imagine. Okay, so I don't know if the word is stunned, but I guess I'm sort of like, bing. And I go, oh, it's the picture, isn't it? I don't look like it. And he's like, no. And backs off with this German. Like, what am I going to do? You saw my picture. Am I a SWAT team? Why do you need to answer the door with your two German shepherds and humiliate me? Okay, so that's the Hans. Those are the top three I can think of that I would want to watch, and maybe I will get all steamed up and do not a week, maybe a weekend, because there are things in there. And don't get me started on Griffith Park. That is a weekend unto itself, and that's neither here nor there. Thanks for putting up with me as always. It's the highlight of my day, and I will drown you with a couple of previews and a teaser and one more show tomorrow, 365. Thanks. Now I can breathe. I did a show. Okay, bye.